certainly a memorable moment in the history of Wong's basketball career.
Head coach for Singapore, the two sides introduced here, and we will pause for the national anthem, starting with Korea.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Singapore.
Singapore, making their 17th appearance in the competition, have found life tough on their return to the tournament after a 14-year absence. Two-time champions Korea.
Big matchup coming up for Singapore. They've got to be able to be on sync in terms of their quickness, their transition attack, and their outside shooting. And you know that South Korea relies heavily on that outside shooting. They had 15 three-point shots scored against Jordan and only 7 against China. As you take a look at the Korea roster, key in on the player number 6, Dong Yun Jang. He is the captain of this team. He played heavy minutes against China, so it's really a mystery whether he'll be able to play as many minutes. Maybe they'll rest him in this game. And you see the starting lineup flash on your screens. You don't see Yang's name. Tai Young-moon is going to be there. Jong Kyu Kim, the big guy, he's also going to be there. But you don't see the name of Yang. He'll probably get his rest in this game. Cho Sung-min also not in the starting lineup for South Korea. And for Singapore, again, we talked about the number 5 player, Wong. He's the big-time scorer. His nickname, the Long Ranger. He's the Singapore assassin. Certainly able to hit from the outside, but they need the screens, they need the pace to get a player like Wong going in this game. And for Singapore, here we go with the starting lineup. We talked about number 5 player Wei Long Wong. Desmond Oh, also a reliable player for Singapore. Han Bing-eung, Sheng Yu Lim, other starters for Singapore, expected to contribute big time in this major effort. This is the last game of Singapore in the FIBA Asia Championships in the first round. And we all know that they're not going to make it to the second round. They've been eliminated, but a lot of learning lessons, building block game here for Singapore.
A lot of lessons to be learnt for Korea as well yesterday, giving up that 20-point advantage against the host China on this court. They'll want to respond to that with a big performance today. And we've seen Iran already today on this court using the full depth of their roster, resting some key players and getting a huge score, a tournament high score, and a massive win over Malaysia. Now it's Korea's turn, already on course for the next round to show the strength and depth that they have, leaving out key players like Yang and Cho from the starting five.
Tim, you referred to the loss of Korea to China. Certainly that was a painful loss. They were ahead in that game for 38 out of the 40 minutes and losing control only in the last few minutes. I thought it was an issue of player management in terms of timing. I thought the pacing wasn't there for Korea, leaving a lot of key players on the floor for too long, and they ran out of steam. They didn't have enough gas in their tank down the stretch, allowing China to exploit its advantage in size over Korea. Now in this game, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of adjustments on the part of Korean coach Kim Dong-hwan. I think they'll do a much better job rotating the players.
We're already in China for this Group C clash on the third day at the 2015 FIBA Asia Championships. Myself, Tim Long, alongside analyst Joaquin Henson here, as the opening tip is controlled by Singapore with the steal straight away for Korea, and a chance straight on the ball to score for them and get the first points onto the ball within a few seconds.
And we're going to be seeing a lot of that. Turnovers created by Korea's stifling defense, the pressure defense, pressure on the ball defense, and then transition baskets on the other end. It's going to be a high-scoring game for Korea. I don't know whether it's going to be high-scoring at all for Singapore.
Moon Tae-young getting the first points. Had a torrid game one, but came back in game two with 8 points and 8 rebounds. 4 of 5 from the field before fouling out against China. That was a key part of the problem for Korea. Foul trouble with those players playing big minutes.
Oh, pick and pop situation right there. Easily 2 points.
So a 4-0 start for Korea. That one knocked down by Kang Sang-jae, the 20-year-old. Desmond Doe has it knocked away. Another steal. If they can save it, they can.
And then picking up the pace is Kim. Nice pass inside.
Another score from the field for Kang Sang-jae, the 20-year-old. And just a minute and 3 seconds on the clock. Singapore are going to call timeout. And we saw Iran go on a 10-0 run at the start of the first game on this court today and produce a big win. Korea have started with a 6-0 run and forced Singapore to call timeout here. Just over a minute on the clock. Kim Tae-sul, one of those players getting extra minutes today perhaps for Korea, and they lead 6-0. Singapore still searching for their first point.
Burning an early timeout was Singapore, trying to get themselves organized against this defense, this pressure defense by Korea, creating turnovers, creating easy baskets in transition.
Is Kim Tae-sul called for the foul? Wong Wei-long trying to attack the basket for the first time, not shooting foul though, so Singapore will inbound. Here with Han Bin. Here's Wong again. Desmond Doe turning, moving it on. Only 5 seconds left to shoot now as they look to get inside with Lim Sheng-yu. Away and out of bounds with only 2 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
High ball screen that time for Singapore, but obviously they want the ball in the hands of Wong. Just 2 seconds left on the shot clock, under time pressure.
Quick inbound pass and they get free to put it in. Korea won't be too happy with that defense. First points on the board for Singapore. Double team drawn, this time the pass from Kang. The roll won't go for Kim. Grabs it again and puts it in, and they have a 6-point lead back.
Big size advantage that time for Kim, getting the easy 2 points. But again, working the pick and roll, Korea, and then going to the third option with a man inside.
And Bin moves it on to Wong Wei Long.
There's a high screen for Wong.
They look to attack again. Right hand couldn't get it to go.
That's going to be the bread and butter play of Singapore. A high screen for Wong, and then expect him to drive strong to the hole. Either that, pull back for a jumper off the screen.
Still waiting for his first score, but they've got the ball in his hands time and time again, and now he's been called for the foul, Wong.
Foul on number 5. Holding foul.
Great job by Korea creating the mismatch that time. Singapore on the switch. Small man of Singapore against big man of Korea on the post, and Singapore forced to foul.
Straight off that inbound pass, the miss from Moon Tai-young. That's for Singapore to edge a little bit closer again. Try and find a little bit of rhythm here with Dalvin Oh, and then move it on to Ung Han Bin. Ung Han Bin turning, twisting towards the foul line as it knocked away, able to gather it, then feed the pass to the baseline. Kwek Wei Mong.
Baseline drive by Kwek that time, drawing the defense outside by Ung and finding the open man cutting. And that's what you call team basketball. You've got to be able to recognize who's going to be free, and that's the outside shot that we said is so important in Korea's offense.
Korea hitting from the outside where they've had wonderful shooting percentages across the first 2 games. Here's Desmond Oh. Now Wong Wei Long moves it on this time to Ung Han Bin. Around the perimeter it goes, now inside with 3 left to shoot. Pirouette, and the hook shot will get the draw. Lovely soft touch from Dalvin Go.
A great spacing that time for Singapore. Great execution in the half court, allowing that hook shot from the inside by Go.
Kim Tai-sul short on that one. And a really good effort on the defensive boards there from Go as well.
Well, tenacity being shown here by the big man of Singapore, creating a situation for himself on the opposite end, scoring on the jump hook, and then gaining possession here for Singapore, getting a foul off the defensive board.
He had 7 points and 10 boards yesterday, although was just 3 of 10 from the field. That was after 6 and 6 in game 1, shooting just 3 of 12 from the field, so only 6 of 22 over the first 2 games. So big test here for the combination of Korea on the floor. And let's see whether Coach Kim Dong-hwan will keep with his combination on the defensive end. One passes it at the end of the shot clock. Go has to try and put it up, didn't get it away in time, and a shot clock violation.
Oh, great job that time, playing team defense, preventing Go from entering the shaded area, as he did in the previous play when he scored in the jump hook. Great job extending the defense, keeping that ball around the perimeter for Singapore.
3 turnovers in the opening 4 minutes for Singapore. Offensive board. Moon Tai-young can hold on to it though, and it is going to be Singapore ball.
Well, scrappy play here by Singapore. Moon Tai-young actually had possession on the offensive rebound, but just couldn't keep control. Hustle play here on defense, and that's a 5-second violation. It's a turnover off the inbound. That pressured defense, playing denial defense, Korea on Singapore. Singapore unable to inbound the basketball.
And it goes towards Lee Jung-kyun. Singapore able to grab it now, but it's now 4 turnovers in 4.5 minutes for them. Desmond Oh coming forward, quick crossover, gets between the 2 and draws the contact.
A slick move right there by Desmond Oh on the shake and bake move. Going one-on-one, you watch it right here. Head and shoulder fake, and then finding the opening to go strong to the hole. So far, so good for Singapore. They're doing a good job. They're down by 5, but they've been forcing turnovers against Korea. They're finding open situations to score in the half-court set.
They conceded the first 6 points of this ball game, a 6-0 run for Korea to start, which forced the timeout from Singapore. But since then, they've outscored Korea 6-5.
Certainly that's not going to help. 2 missed free throws by Desmond Oh.
Gonna make those. The 3 from Lee Jung-kyun is short, grabs his own rebound though. Look to attack closer in now, creating a bit of space is Kang, banking it in. He's got 6 points early on. Lead back to 7 again. One way long. Still searching for his first point. He's going to take on the shot from the outside this time. He can't get the kiss off the glass. Across the midway point to the first. And Kim Tae-sul attacking. Out to the perimeter to Lee Jung-kyun. Back to Kim Tae-sul again. Towards the foul line. Going to go over to the number 3 once more. Still no look from the outside for him. Moon Tae-young. Offensive foul.
Trying to get seal position that time and called for the offensive foul. Kim trying to use his bulk to get a seal position on 23-man goal of Singapore.
That's the 4th team foul on Korea as well, with 4.5 to play in the first.
Another big man coming in here from Korea. I seem to be having difficulty containing Go and also controlling the offensive boards. So another big man here being tested by the Korean coach.
Here's Moon Han-bin. Waiting for some movement. Here's Go. Pirouetting in the paint and drawing contact from Lee Jung-kyun.
Yeah, he's been very active, Go. And he's going to go to the line.
Go with 4 points and 3 rebounds early on in this one.
You see a big lineup being used here by Korea. Try to dominate the boards. And then you've got 2 very peppery guards to provide a press on the ball defense to create turnovers. But Singapore missing free throws.
They missed all 3 of their attempts. They missed all 4 of their attempts, otherwise it would have been a 1-possession game. Had they made them. Korea themselves yet to get to the foul line. 4 minutes of the first quarter to play. On by Kang. This is Kim Tae-sul. Thought about the 3, but closed down. Lee Jung-kyun moves it on to Choi. In towards the low post this time. A simple finish for Kim Jong-kyu.
Well, I thought Singapore did a good job of extending its defense, preventing any sort of good look from the outside. And that's the reason why Korea went to the other option. Go to the big man inside, with the defense of Singapore spread out towards the perimeter.
Offensive foul as the 3-pointer was put up by Desmond Doe. So Singapore turn it over for the 6th time in the game, and are down by 9. An opportunity now for Korea to start to build a bit of momentum again and create the first double-digit lead.
There's a worried look on the face of the Korean coach, or rather the Singapore coach, Beng Sang-nyo.
Here's Kang Se-jae, leading scorer in the game with 6 points. Across to the far side, the long 2 is right on the money from Kim Tae-sul.
Perfect execution that time. On the weak side, the pass coming straight into the hands of Kim.
First double-digit lead of the game at 11.
Wong certainly hasn't been untracked here. And Go still very active and very aggressive in going strong to the hole, but they need to keep that ball moving, get it into the hands of their #1 gunner, Wong, who still has to score in this game.
Korea with the chance to extend the lead here with Kim Tae-sul, and a foul that's going to go on quick.
And there's a quickness of Kim Tae-sul, trying to extricate from the defense, going strong to the hole, and drawing the foul from Singapore. Korea already in the penalty situation. Singapore still with a foul to give.
On shooting foul, so Korea inbound the ball. That's lovely ball movement. A good cut to the basket too from Kim Jong-kyu, and he gets fouled. And this time he will go to the line.
And I'm seeing the Korean coach with a big smile on his face. So it looks like Singapore preparing to extend its defense to close out on the outside shooters. And Korea going to other options, going to their big guys. They're seeing that they have a big advantage against Singapore in terms of height. So they're going to that interior offense. And it's so unlike what happened in the China game, because obviously Korea did not have the advantage in size against China, so they went to the long ball. But in this particular game, it depends on what the opposition gives you in terms of defense. Korea doing a good job of making that ball move towards the interior.
Using Kim Jong-kyu, who now has 6 points and 6 rebounds in the first quarter. The lead has been stretched to 13. Han Bin comes off to Wong Wei Long. Can he finally get going? Gives it up to Go. He's taken plenty of shots. Looking to take another one here. Can't shake off the attention to the defense though.
That's a tough contested shot there by Go. Korea, great job in realizing that Go has been the go-to man for Singapore.
Turnover from Choi because Kang went the other way. Ball passed out of bounds instead.
You know, even if the lead is up to 13 points, you've got to say, Tim, that Singapore has been competitive so far this quarter.
They're looking for their first score in nearly 5 minutes. Can't get it though.
They're forcing turnovers. Oh,
nice. A lovely pass.
No-look pass.
And Kim Jong-kyu will put it in to continue his first quarter surge.
And that's a major problem that Singapore must address, the transition attack of Korea. They've got to do a better job of protecting every possession.
Wong Wei Long.
Oh, not using the screen, but of course, we all know that Korea in the penalty, so it's going to be an opportunity here for Wong to get his first points of the ball game. Watch this right here. No-look pass.
Kim Jong-kyu putting it in, 8 points and 6 rebounds in 8 minutes on court. Wong does get going with one from the foul line. 14 points yesterday, 5 of 9 from the field, 15 points in game 1, 5 of 16 from the field.
If I'm not mistaken, those are the first free throws scored by Singapore in this game. They missed 4 earlier free throw attempts.
13 points the lead then for Korea, final 90 seconds or so of the first quarter.
Nice trap defense that time, but will that be on the penalty, or would that be the 4th team foul of Singapore? Yes, they were in the penalty, already over the limit, so it'll be a shooting situation here for Korea at the foul line.
Korea's second trip to the line. Made them both last time, and make it 3 of 3 here. Kim Tae-sul able to put the first in. They're shooting 9 of 15 from the field in this first quarter. Missed one from the line though. Remains a 14-point game, and here comes Desmond O at pace, and he's fouled by Choi Jun-yong.
Well, aggressive move that time by Desmond O, realizing Korea in the penalty situation, and why not? Go for the basket, drawing the foul from Choi, one of the big men of Korea on the floor at this time. Korea playing with a big lineup, 3 bigs on the floor with Choi, with Kang, and with the number 15 player Kim.
First point of the ball game for Desmond O, and that's another. It's a 12-point game. I just want to keep in touch with Korea as this one progresses. Caught on the perimeter by Lee Jung-hyun. They look to move the ball inside, and there's a foul.
There's too many fouls being given up by both sides now. More free throws coming up here for Korea. Interesting in that situation, it was Choi who was bringing up the ball for Korea, the big man, instead of Kim.
Really stretched out finish to this first quarter because of all the fouls and all the free throws. And Kim Jong-kyu back at the line and looking to move into double figures in the first quarter. And he will achieve that if he can hit this next one.
Well, I pointed out that Choi was bringing up the ball that time for Korea. That was because in the previous play, Kim was actually trapped bringing up the ball to alleviate the pressure on the point guard. Other players from Korea will be bringing up the ball.
Not had a notable scoring game in the tournament until today, but in this first quarter, 10 points now for Kim Jong-kyu. Singapore lose out here. Kang able to grab it. Here comes Choi on the charge. There's the pass, and there's another 2 points for Kim Jong-kyu.
Well, it's nice to see the big guys of Korea running the floor and getting the easy 2 points on the finish. You notice in that break, none of the 2 small players of Korea had a touch on the basketball. 2 big guys completing the fast break attack.
Wong Wei Long Going to take the three this time and knocks it down. Nothing but net. Passed up the opportunity a few seconds earlier. Wasn't going to think twice about that one.
Out now. Korea ball.
You watch it right here, a cold-blooded three by the long ranger. Got it to go.
His first field goal of the contest, and the lead is 13. Choi.
That's an offensive foul. Pesky defense by Tan. And Choi looking at the referee. But yes, he did initiate the contact by creating that bump. But it was a closely guarded situation that time. And a look of displeasure on the part of Kim Dong-kwon, the Korean coach.
Knocked away and recovered. 5 seconds to get a shot away at the end of the first quarter. They'll move it onto the corner. They'll take another three. Can't make it back-to-back threes to finish the first. It's a 13-point Korea lead at the end of one, led by the 12 points and 6 rebounds of Kim Jong-kyu. But Wong hit a big three-pointer towards the end of the quarter to close the gap slightly for Singapore. At the end of one, it's Singapore 13, Korea 26.
Well, interesting situation here for Singapore because they're somehow hanging on to the coattails of Korea. 64% shooting from two-point range by Korea and 50% from 3 points. They're only 1 out of 2. And we're seeing that Korea going more to the inside game rather than the outside. Turnover Singapore with 7, but Korea 4 turnovers forced by Singapore's very pesky defense. And Korea going with 3 bigs. And looks like they're working on their inside game, their inside offense, with only 1 out of 2 3-point conversions so far. And the coach of Singapore shaking his head, asking more effort from his players. And he got it that time from the baseline. The drive scored by Kwek. And then the step back jumper scored by Kang. And then the pass. That's the corner three. The only long ball scored by Korea in this quarter so far. And what about that cold-blooded 3-point basket by the long ranger, Wong? Drawing applause from pretty spectators here in the Changsha gym.
Well, that's the only 3-pointer that Singapore have scored as well. 1 of 5 from 3-point range. And Wong's only field goal so far, but he is their leading scorer with 5 points, having scored 2 from the foul line as well. At the start of the second quarter, Singapore 13, Korea 26. On game day 3 here at the FIBA Asia Championships.
A big stat in the first quarter. Turnover points, Korea with 8 and Singapore with none. And in terms of assist to turnover efficiency, 9 assists for Korea, 4 turnovers. Not bad for Singapore. The other way around, 2 assists and a lot of turnovers with 6.
Kim Tae-sung moves it on to Choi. Had that turnover right at the end of the first quarter he was disappointed with. They work it inside now. The hook shot good. Lee Jong-hyun wastes little time in getting going.
Very familiar repost play here by Korea. Passing it on to the big man Lee. Again, the inside attack. Korea really experimenting, really exercising its drill with the inside game.
Looking to pick the ball off here. Recovered for Singapore by Wong. Feeds the pass inside, and dancing in off the baseline to put it in was Kwek.
And drawing an applause from the crowd with that excellent passing play. Wong with a dime. And he actually faked the outside shot before passing.
I saw with the pass over to Choi on the near side, going to drive in down the baseline, got away from 2 and flipped it up and in.
What agility for a big man, Choi, driving down the baseline, attacking from the outside.
Wong with the assist on the last possession. Gets it back here, moves it around the perimeter. Jung Lun off the mark, and a rebound grab by Kang, and then he lost it. And Go will kick it back out.
Oh, he passed up on the jumper.
And starts again.
2-3 zone defense being employed by Korea. That's because they've got a lot of big guys on the floor with width and length.
One way long off the foot of Lee Jong-hyun, deflected out of bounds.
And shot clock reset to 14 on account of that kickball. You see that pass on the inside, backdoor play. Korea's defense not able to stop that backdoor cut and conversion by Singapore.
Lim Sheng-yu moved on across to Wong Wei Long, and there's a whistle. Foul off the ball.
As in Korea, number 4.
Moon called for the foul. Singapore very active down the baseline, and they're looking for space behind that 2-3 zone defense.
In towards Go. Was very active early on. It's quiet and slightly rejection by Lee Jong-hyun.
But you know, that's his main asset.
Now they look to hit the three in transition from the far side. Big strike from Moon Seong-gon.
Excellent defensive play on one end of the floor by Lee with a block shot, and then the conversion on the other end with a 3-point basket.
A 17-point Korea advantage.
Korea looking to slowly break away from this game.
Wong from way outside was off the mark.
Korea ball.
Not too much lift, not too much elevation in that shot from the outside by Wong. Not even drawing iron. Watch that block shot.
Kim Tae-sul across to the far side. Korea looking to stretch their lead even further. Fist pass in from Lee Jong-hyun. Tipped out of bounds off Singapore fingertips. Kim Tae-sul to inbound. Lee Jong-hyun scored just 12 seconds after coming off the bench here at the start of the second quarter. They move it into the big man again. He gets contact and he completes, or has the chance to complete a 3-point play. He'll go to the line to try and add one.
Great seal position by the 21-year-old center power forward. Someone who can play the 4 position, someone who can play the 5 position. In the Asian Games last year, he averaged 5.6 points and 1.9 block shots a game. Number 2 in the tournament. And in the World Cup in Spain last year, he averaged 8 points and 3.5 block shots. This guy is a defensive demon in the middle.
He does complete that 3-point play, and off the bench in the space of a couple of minutes, he has 5 points.
A 20-point lead opened up here by Korea.
Singapore can't really afford to let it grow anymore if they do have ambitions of pushing this one close.
And you want to see more ball screens here to give an opportunity for Wong to get on track offensively.
He's the one big scorer that can really carry them forward. There's Fung Han Bin,
but Moon is really keeping a close watch on him. Look at the height advantage and the speed of Wong in getting away from his man. But the defense was there on the recovery by Korea.
Lee Jong-hyun came across, made it difficult on the shot from Wong. Now Kang started very well, then has dried up, and now he's going to get going again. Kang Sang-jae puts it in, and now 4 of 4 from the field for 8 points. And Singapore are going to call timeout here in the second quarter. Some really impressive shooting performances from Korea. They're 71% from the field. That one from over on the far side, knocked down by Moon Seong-gon. And Singapore forced to call timeout now, down by 22.
Well, for Singapore, that's the last timeout of the half for the national team. And as far as Korea is concerned, they haven't even called a single timeout yet. Top scorers of the game so far for Singapore, it's Wong with 5 points, Kwek with 4. And somehow they've fallen behind. The transition attack of Korea has been superb. And Moon Tae-young, you saw him there score in transition. And then the corner pocket jump shot from 3-point range, delivered by Korea. The inside 2 points by Kim, mixing the attack from inside to outside. We saw in the first quarter just 1 out of 2 from 3-point distance. So uncharacteristic of Korea to take only 2 3-point shots in a quarter. But they were getting a lot of opportunities to score in transition and layups.
Well, not only that, it's still the case. 1 of 2 from downtown. The long ranger we saw from Moon Seong-gon on those highlights had a foot on the line. So still only 1 of 2 from three-point range for Korea with 13.5 minutes on the clock.
And there's the ball screen we were looking for, but a release pass coming from Wong. Desmond O.
Mid-ranger off the mark, grabbed by Kim Tae-sul. He's going to look to charge forward at pace here, moves onto the corner. Again, they'll fizz it in towards the paint. Won't go this time for Kang Sang-jae.
What about the transition defense of Singapore? Sprinting back down on defense to prevent an offensive rebound here for Korea. One-on-one action. Oh, offensive foul. Standing his ground on defense was Kim.
Scoring has really dried up for Singapore. As Kwek picks up foul number 2.
And earlier you saw on the bench, Moon Tae-young watching the action. Actually enjoying the action because he's getting a lot of rest. He fouled out in the game against China last night.
Kang Sang-jae puts in another one and now has double figures, 5 of 6 from the field.
And so far 2 players in double figures for Korea, Kang and Kim.
For just 14 minutes. Here's Wong Wei Long, going to shoot from way outside again, short. Rebound grabbed by Go, and they'll get a fresh 14 to work with. They really need a score now. Go. On to Desmond Do. Shot clock down to 5 already. Go puts it up, long 2-pointer is too long. And the rebound secured by Moon Seong-gon.
That's right, and big problem here for Singapore is that when Go takes the outside shot, there's nobody there to get the possible offensive rebound if in case he misses. And Lee Jung-hyun is gonna go back to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. You watch it right here, the extra pass, and right there, making himself available for the shot without putting the ball on the floor. The big man getting it done.
The 21-year-old has come off the bench to have a big impact already in this second quarter. And misses the foul shot. He was perfect in all respects before that one, 3 of 3 from the field, and hit his previous free throw. Can't complete the 3-point play on this occasion. Has 7 points and a blocked shot since coming in about 5 minutes ago.
Deflection there by Choi. And if you're playing defense, that's a big weapon, the deflection. It disrupts the rhythm of the offensive team. And now forcing Singapore to go back to its half-court set off that deflection.
Final seconds of the shot clock. Go puts it up from long range. Can't get it to drop.
And that's the second time that Go has taken an attempt from outside with nobody home to get the possible offensive
rejection
rebound.
by Go, who recovers on the defensive end.
Again, what about the transition defense of Singapore? You've got to admire their tenacity in that respect. There's a goaltending violation. Scored the 2 points for Singapore. I mean, Go took the outside shot on one end, wasn't able to get the offensive rebound, but quickly sprinting to get the rebound on the other end and the block shot.
Big impact from Go that time, although his scoring is dried up. Struggled from the field actually after making an impressive start. Kang certainly hasn't. Back over to the far side to Choi. A rare 3-point attempt for Korea. Not often you say that. They'll take another one from this side. Actually might have been a foot off the line. It's off the mark anyway. Desmond Do will come forward in transition. They've got an opportunity here. Singapore looking to go all the way. And Lee Jung-hyun put up the ceiling.
A good situation for Singapore that they were still able to recover.
Rebound grabbed by Kang. Driving forward now is Choi. Kim Tae-sul.
Oh, might be hurt. He's up on his feet.
Choi, yeah.
He took a bad fall earlier.
He's struggling here, the number 4.
Timeout for Team Korea.
Korea forced to take that timeout, really, to assess this situation. Moon Seong-gon will be really disappointed if he's not able to continue. Only played 1 minute against China yesterday, would have been looking to make an impact here today. Did have 9 points and 5 rebounds in 9 minutes against Jordan on the opening day.
Well, let's hope he's okay. Let's check on the 3-point shooting mark of Korea so far.
Korea 1 of 3.
So only 3-point attempts for Korea in this game so far.
Singapore 1 of 8, so we've not seen impressive outside shooting yet, but we know that Korea can turn it on should they choose to. At the moment, they've chosen to attack inside, where they're 63%, or actually 63% from the field, 67% inside. They have done the damage through the presence of Kang and Kim, who've combined for 22 points.
It might be the game here for Moon. Doesn't look like he'll be checking back in. He's sitting at the end of the bench, but he was helped back to the bench. Hope he's okay. And Lee, number 3 man, is checking in to replace him. And there's Moon. He's being attended to by the team physicians. Could be a hamstring problem because they're attending to his thigh. You know, we were talking about Korea taking only 3 3-point attempts so far in this game. Against Jordan, they took 24 3-point attempts and they hit 15. Remarkable performance for 3-point distance. Here's a turnover against Korea, giving an opportunity for Singapore to score once more.
A clear change in the game plan for Korea here, attacking inside. Just conceded a turnover though, and a chance for Singapore to just maybe try and cut down the deficit, but Lee Jong-hyun comes up with his second rejection and says no way. Kim Tae-sul stepping back for the long 2, off the mark. They're going to get a fresh 14 though. Choi Jung-yok twisting over on the far side of the perimeter, back to Lee Jong-hyun. Steps inside, bounce pass just about found its way, and then out to the outside for Kim Tae-sul, who's going to knock down their second 3-pointer to make it 2 of 4 from the outside for them. And maybe this is the point when they choose to turn it on.
Open situation that time. Off the broken play, but a knockdown just to save from 3-point distance. You know, and for South Korea, because they haven't played Yang, they haven't played Cho Sung-min at all, you're seeing not too many opportunities for them to score from 3-point distance because those shooters are not on the floor. So Coach Kim Dong-hwan using a big lineup here to go to the inside game rather than the outside game.
It's one-way long. Moved on, they'll put it up from around the foul line. Difficult shot, they couldn't get it to drop in.
I thought that was a good play designed by Singapore in the half court, except that they just couldn't get the ball to fall. Fall inside the basket. An out of bounds play here, Singapore getting the stop.
Desmond O. Screen set by Kwek, and then O moves it on. Not a great deal of movement here. Kwek comes to create another screen, try and look for an opening. Not going to get free inside. Go's going to go to work, and off the glass he gets it to drop.
Excellent lateral mobility there by Go, moving away from his defender.
They look to attack inside with Kang, who took off far away from the rim and is fouled by Desmond O. Will go to the line for 2.
And you have to be impressed by the athletic ability of Korea's bigs. Whether it's Choi, whether it's Lee, and that man who went straight to the hole as well.
Kang Sang-jae at the line misses the first. 10 points in the game. This is his first trip to the foul line. He's 5 of 6 from the field. Just 20 years of age. He makes it 11 points.
Only 19 points scored by Singapore in the first half so far.
Korea not too far off the half-a-century mark. Here's Wong-Wei Long, only 1 of 6 from the field, but their potential big scorer. Here he is again over on the far side, maybe looking for another shot this time.
Nice.
Finding a wonderful pass and put in by Kwek Wei Mong.
And that's what we were saying early on. You need a lot of ball screens for Wong because he attracts the defense. Nice pick and roll situation, and the pass coming from Wong, easy 2 points inside.
He does have 3 assists now, Wong as well. Mid-ranger for Lee Jong-hyun off the mark, and Singapore able to secure the rebound.
And what a jump by Wong, out rebounding Choi. Big mismatch in height.
Mid-ranger passed up by Tan as he chose to move towards the baseline. They'll have to reset and go again here with 10 seconds to work with.
Well, Tim, it's a 24-point lead enjoyed by Korea, but it's an entertaining game. You see Singapore, very scrappy, scrambling for every possession. Almost getting the shot
at the
ball
end of the
inside.
shot
Yeah.
clock. No good. And
Choi
Choi
once again.
coming quickly down court. Here's Kang Sang-jae, almost picked off from Lee Jung-kyung, but he gets away to put up the three-pointer. He can't hit, and coming away with it, Ung Han Bin. Final seconds of the first half in.
And they're going to pull back for the last shot.
Wong Wei Long moved on by Kwek. Now Ung Han Bin. Final 3 seconds. It's in the hands of Wong Wei Long. Off the mark right at the end of the first half. It has been an entertaining first half, although Korea have responded very well to that disappointment against China yesterday. They've scored 45 first half points to lead by 24, led by the 12 points of Kim and 11 points of Kang at half-time. Singapore 21, Korea 45.
Well, big names haven't played for Korea so far. If you take a look at the percentages, close to 60% shooting from two-point distance for Korea. In the rebounding, it's plus 30, or rather plus 10 for Korea, and plus 10 as well in assists. Turnovers 8 for Singapore, but 6 against Korea, forced by Singapore's defense. Game hasn't been close, but it certainly is interesting. Kwek leading the charge here in terms of points for Singapore. Only 5 points for Wong. Those are the top scorers. We mentioned Wong and Go with 6 points, but 2 players already double figures for Korea, with Kim and Kang combining for 23 points.
Impressive performance from a couple of young centres. Kang Sang-jae, the 20-year-old, and Kim Jong-kyu, the 24-year-old. As we have a look at the rebounding leaders, 6 boards as well for Kim Jong-kyu, 12 points and 6 rebounds off 4 of 6 shooting in 10 minutes on court. Very impressive numbers from him. Korea not taking many outside shots, but getting this long 2 to go through Moon Seong-gon, who then picked up an injury. That's the only real downside to this first half performance for them. A big rejection as well for Lee Jong-kyun, who's blocked 3 shots in those 9 minutes on court, as well as 7 points off 3 of 5 shooting. A big impact from him in the second quarter. Singapore have found it difficult to score, but got that one to go with Kwek, who's their leading scorer with 8 points, 4 of 5 from the field. And the shot there from Kang Sang-jae, 11 points off 5 of 6 shooting for Korea, who lead 45 to 21 at the half. Join us for the second half in around 10 minutes' time.
心付出，放心收获，用心自然好。湖南粮食集团。一双有礼，吉祥人寿，让人们都拥有现场养老保障。千亿朝气，百强文化。文化集团遍及全球，拥有百强海外企业，经历23深耕，正气携手，繁荣18山，布局全国。奥运动就要百万级别，奥运动国际团年亚锦赛高峰场险赞助商。奥运级别就来国际全球营养系，奥运动就要百万级别，奥运动国际团年亚锦赛高峰场险赞助商。奥运级别就来国际全球营养系。湖南建工集团，湖南省首家防洪建筑工程总承包，科技资讯企业集团。连续12年入选中国企业500强，连续16年荣获70项中国建设工程5等奖，致力打造成为极限的投资、运作、实施和经营能力一体的总服务商，国内建筑业先锋企业。为国家经济和社会发展做出更大的贡献。雪花，
Welcome back to Changsha on game day 3 of the 2015 FIBA Asia Championships, where Korea leads Singapore 45-21. As we get ready to start the second half, it's been competitive though. It's been interesting, intriguing and entertaining at times. Korea taking charge of the situation now after a disappointing loss to China late on yesterday, and led by 12 points from Kim Jong-kyu along with 11 from Kang Se-jae. Korea, without some of their key players, have had 8 points from Kwek, 4 of 5 from the field, and 5 from Wong Wei Lee, who had 3 assists in that first half, but only 1 of 7 from the field.
A very laid-back approach here by Coach Kim Dong-hwang of Korea. Had a chance to speak with him during the halftime break. He said he is not going to be playing his regular players. He wants them to rest. Heavy minutes they played, especially Yang and Cho Sung-min and Lee Seung-hyun in that loss to China. And yes, he did confirm that they are running plays for their bigs in this game. He wants to give them an opportunity to show what they can do. And plus he said, if you don't have guys like Cho in the game or Yang in the game, then obviously you're not going to go to the 3-ball as much. One other thing that he mentioned was a key player, Park Chan-hee, is out for the competition, not going to be able to play in the FIBA Asia Championships because of a dislocated finger, a middle finger on his shooting hand.
Korea leading 45-21 at the start of the second half. And Singapore, who have possession with Ung Han Bin, receives it back on the perimeter now. Screen comes across from Kwek. He tries to move inside now. They'll put it up for 3, and it's good for Ung Han Bin. Only a second from downtown in the game.
And you had the feeling that he wanted that shot. He was looking for the shot, and he got it. That's what you call confidence.
2 of 11 from the outside. Korea haven't been shooting many from the outside. They take one there, offensive board. Only 2 of 5 from downtown in the first half. It's been a very different Korea performance, as we talked about. Long 2 they'll take on this time, short. And then a foul under the rim.
That medium-range shot not falling for Korea. The bigs are taking the shots, not the small players. And you see on your screen, number 32 player. And the Singapore coach, Beng Xiang-yo.
Put up by number 33 and put in with a foul as well. Lee Seung-hyun into the game and a chance at a 3-point play straight away.
Well, Lee Seung-hyun didn't play at all in the first half. And I thought he wasn't going to play. I guess the Korean coach must have changed his mind. He did say that he wasn't going to play his regular players. And Lee Seung-hyun played 37 minutes in that loss to China. Maybe we'll still see Yang and Cho Sung-min in the game. Who knows? Depending on the situation.
You were told a few fibs.
Yeah.
Giving away nothing. A minute to the second half played as they pull up for another 3. It's long.
What about the dictum, don't trust coaches when they're talking to media?
Wong Wei Long. Across to the far side.
Closely guarded situation.
A few seconds remaining on the shot clock. Joe
Trying to put
finds
it
a way
up.
out, but he kicks it out of bounds. And a shot clock violation against Singapore as they're trying to close the gap a little again.
And that's what happens when you're pressing the man on the ball. You create a panic situation. Here's a turnover, a traveling violation. A mental lapse on the part of Kim, giving the ball away to Singapore.
Kim Tae-sul, one of those players playing bigger minutes today, 21 minutes on court. He spent the whole time on court.
Just caught a glimpse again of the Singapore coach Beng Xiang-yo, and beside him Michael Johnson, an Australian who's been involved with his team the last 9 years.
It's a long, long 3 again. They hit their second from the outside in the second half. The second for Ung Han Bin.
And Ung didn't even score a single point in the first half. He certainly made his presence felt here in the second.
He gets the rebound as well. Missed all 5 of his shots in the first half. 4 attempts from downtown. He's 2 of 2 from the outside in the first couple of minutes of the second half.
With the scoring spread out now for Singapore, perhaps it's an opportunity for Wong to get his touches.
Kwek gets inside, kicks it back out. Is that another one? Off the mark this time from Ung Han Bin. Here comes Korea with Lee Seung-hyun. Chance to put it up from mid-range from Moo Tae-yong. And can't hit. They save it, and just about able to gather it in is Wong.
Hassle play there by Go, preserving that possession for Singapore off the rebound play. Ong has been hot in this quarter.
Here's Kwek. Taking his time, then looking to drive in, getting towards the baseline, under the hoop, kicks it back out. They're looking for this man each and every time. Shot clock winding down, though, he'll take on another one. And having hit 2 in a row, he's now missed 2 in a row.
Well, defended very well that time by Moon Tae-young.
Singapore trying to get somebody heated up. They just haven't been able to so far here today. A turnover, is it saved? It is, but straight back into the hands of Lee Sung-kyun. Out to the perimeter. Choi Dun-young with the pass, receives it back again. Plenty of time still to work with. They'll put up the long 2, and it's good for Moon Tae-young.
That time he wasn't going to miss. He missed earlier down the baseline. But you're seeing when Korea is looking for that medium-range jump shot, they're looking for Yang, they're looking for Cho. They're looking for their usual perimeter gunners always available for them. This time, they're not on the floor. Other players have to fill in the gap.
Foul on Kim Jong-kyu as Go look to drive the baseline. Second foul on Kim. And it comes from Wei Wong Lei, deflected out of bounds again.
A smart play by Wang because he was getting ticked off for that 5-second violation. And he dropped that ball in the foot of Choi. He's going to have to do it again, almost.
Got it in that time, and they've got 10 seconds here to try and shake off the diligent Korean defense and get a look. Gets in towards the foul line. Was looking to get contact, instead commits the travel.
Again, the tough defense by Korea. Perimeter gunners always available for them. This time, they're not on the floor. Other players have to fill in the gap.
Foul on Kim Jong-kyu as Go look to drive the baseline. Second foul on Kim. And it comes from Wei Wong Lei, deflected out of bounds again.
A smart play by Wang because he was getting ticked off for that 5-second violation. And he dropped that ball in the foot of Choi. He's going to have to do it again, almost.
Got it in that time, and they've got 10 seconds here to try and shake off the diligent Korean defense and get a look. Gets in towards the foul line. Was looking to get contact, instead commits the travel.
Again, the tough defense by Korea, creating that turnover against Singapore.
The lead for Korea is 23, around 4 minutes into the second half. Here he goes again from the foul line and knocking it down. Moon Tae-young with a chance at a 3-point play, and he is stepping up in the third quarter.
What about that down screen set by Kim and giving an opportunity for Moon Tae-young to curl around that screen, finding himself open for the medium-range jump shot. And Moon now with 6 points. Make that 7.
Completes the 3-point play. A man playing in his first FIBA Asia Championships at the age of 37. Led the team in scoring in many of the warm-up games, although had a really poor game 1. He's come back strong in game 2 and now in the second half of game 3. Here goes Wong again. Now they'll attack from the far side, knocked away though. And Korea can come on the charge again, lose it on the dribble, able to regather it, but can't save it. It's still going to be Korea ball.
Sloppy play that time, but it's because of the defense, Korea's defense, forcing Singapore into situations where they aren't able to handle the basketball efficiently.
And it comes to Moon Tae-young again.
Big
Up against
mismatch.
Desmond Doe. Has it knocked away almost from behind and then rejected by Dalvin Go.
Well, he thought he had a mismatch against Desmond Oh, but a big man recovering on defense.
Here's the 3 again from this side from the number 17, Ung Han Bin. Can't hit again, so 3 misses in a row from downtown for him. Korea have stretched the lead to 26. It's now become a huge concern for Singapore. Turnover though from Korea. Here's Desmond Doe. Back to Ung Han Bin, moved around to Wong, back to Ung again.
And no easy baskets here for Singapore. They can't get their transition attack going because that transition defense of Korea very quick to set up.
Into the final 5 seconds of the shot clock as they try and muscle it through inside with Go, and he gets contact from Kim Jong-kyu. I think that's his third foul.
Always an option here for Singapore to go. Use his mobility to put the ball on the floor and come close to the basket.
They've actually called it instead the reach with the left hand from the other side from Moon Tae-young. So only his first. Kim Jong-kyu gets away with it. Dalvin Go at the line. 6 points so far in the game, 3 of 7 from the field. And he's 0 of 3 now from the foul line. Singapore as a team just 4 of 9 in a situation where they need every point they can get. Go does get this one, 7 points and 7 boards in the game. Across the midway point of the third quarter, the Korea lead is 25. Moon Tae-young moves it on to Lee Sung-kyun. Looking to back in, looking to draw the attention of the defense, really going to work, turning away, creating the space, in and out, followed in, and then missed by Moon Tae-young. Singapore with a chance to close the gap a little more with Ung Han Bin. Now Wong. Wong looking to drive towards the foul line, knocked away. The steal for Korea. Now they have the 2-on-1 opportunity. Can they take advantage of it? No, they can't initially because Ung Han Bin commits the foul.
That length of Choi making that play possible, causing the deflection and eventually the steal and the transition attack. You watch it right here with the one hand. Choi fouled in the act of shooting, airborne.
Singapore. Kwek Wei Mong.
Now in the penalty with 14 fouls.
Kwek the leading scorer for Singapore still with 8 points. It's Choi Jun-yong at the line for the first time. Played a small role in the 2013 championships as a teenager, 2.9 points per game. He's 21 now and 4 points here this evening.
The third quarter has been competitive so far. 10 points scored by Korea in this quarter against 7 for Singapore.
Here's Go. Ung Han Bin. Back-to-back 3-pointers earlier in the quarter, but he's 2 of 10 from the field. Go looking to drive to the baseline, back out to the outside. They'll take the long 2 instead. Off the mark for Desmond Do. Moon Tae-young. And it goes towards Kim Jong-kyu. Moves it on, back out to the outside. They step in for the 3 right from the perimeter for Choi Jun-yong.
That's an open situation for Choi. Big man taking the outside shot. But you notice that in this combination that Korea has on the floor, they don't have quickness.
Here they are with a steal again. It's Choi Jung-yong who comes away with it. Can't finish. Emphatically, he was looking to throw it down.
So in that transition attack, it was just Choi up court for Korea. Nobody else coming back for the trail job against 4 Singaporean defenders.
He's looking at the official, wanted a foul. Singapore get the stop, but can't get the conversion at the other end as Kwek is short. 30-point ball game. Choi wide open on the outside and way off the mark.
Well, he hit a 3-point shot earlier, but again, that lack of quickness of Korea so evident because they're not moving around quick enough to be able to get open situations. They're relying on their bigs for offensive rebounds and Choi for slashes to the hole.
A couple of misses from Choi, one on the inside, one on the outside. Singapore looking to get it within 30. Desmond Do across to Ung Han Bin. Kwek coming to set the screen, then moves inside. Of course, it goes to the far side. There's not a whole lot going on for Singapore right now. Very little for Ung Han Bin movement in front of him.
Well, Korea very good at switching the defense. Every time there's a screen situation here for Singapore, they do a good job of recovering and covering.
Jong Jin-lun. And they were right at the end of the shot clock, and they weren't aware of it at all.
And if you're the point guard, you've got to know how much time is left on the shot clock in any sort of situation. So awareness level, very low that time for Singapore.
Kim Choi-sul, final 2 minutes of the third quarter. The Korea lead still at 30. A foul over on the far side on Tan Ching Hong.
Shooting situation on the penalty. Korea with just 2 team fouls in this quarter, as you see the Korean coach, Kim Dong-kwang. Still no sign of Cho Sung-min or their captain, Yang Dong-jun.
Choi Jun-yong is back at the line, where he adds to his tally. 3 of 3 from the foul line now, 2 of 6 from the field, 8 points. And an opportunity to add one more. It does remain perfect from the line. 9 now for Choi. 21-year-old getting a good opportunity, almost coming up with a steal there as well. Lim Sheng-yu looking to pirouette towards the baseline. Really pretty move from him. And a rare score for Singapore.
One-on-one action that time, but yes, that was a pretty move, a twirl move coming from Lim.
Pressure on defense as well now. Choi picks it up on the outside. Final 90 seconds of the third. Gets away inside, and the contact. Kim Jong-kyu with a chance at a three-point play, and the Koreans cruising in Chongsha.
Looking for that post move, and you see the Korean coach telling Choi exactly what to do. Dump the ball at the low post, where the big guys can operate and use their mobility to score easy baskets.
Kim Jong-kyu, the game's leading scorer, adds one more to his tally. Now has 15, 5 of 5 from the line, 5 of 8 from the field. Lead at 33. Lim Sheng-yu moves it on to Tan Ching Hong. He drives in towards the paint, back over to the far side. That's way off the mark, another air ball for Singapore. Final minute of the third quarter. Choi throwing it up there towards Kim Jong-kyu, who got fouled under the hoop. He was looking to rise to the rim to finish in style. The third foul on Desmond O.
Would have been a wonderful alley-oop play. You watch it right here. In fact, that was the play that was talked about by the coach during that glimpse that we saw on the screen, telling Choi to bring the ball over high to the big man so that they can have alley-oop situations.
Kim Jong-kyu back at the line, where he recently completed a three-point play, and remains at 100% from the foul line, 6 of 6 now, as he gets the bounce on that one.
A very quiet night for Kim Jong-kyu in that game against China with only 4 points. But what a bounce back for him. Given an opportunity to show what he can do. 17 points so far for him.
He's a player who's really matured now at the age of 24. Shown improvement over the last few years as Singapore look to hit from the corner off the mark from Lim Sheng-yu. Offensive board though, and a fresh 14. It's a lovely cut to the basket. Down the centre and put in by Tan.
And a great pass coming from Go.
Kim Tae-sul. And it goes towards Lee Seung-hyun.
Oh, offensive foul is what they call it against Lee Seung-hyun. But again, you see the execution of Korea, always looking to dump the ball at the post, get the big guys active in offense. It's a huge 33-point lead enjoyed by Korea.
Final 30 seconds of the third quarter, driving inside now Jong Jin-lun. Back on the perimeter. They have it, and Tan looking to get inside from mid-range. It's well short. Shot clock turned off at the end of the third, and Korea cruising forward again. Over to the near side, they'll try a three, and they knock down a three. Moon Jong-gon recovering from an injury to hit from the outside.
A rare three-point shot taken by Korea in this game, and forcing a turnover. They get another possession with 3 seconds to go in the third period. Need to get the ball up court. Here's the throw by Choi.
Not far off either. 3 of 8 from downtown in the game, Korea, having hit that one late on with Moon Seong-gon. And they lead at the end of 3, impressively here by 35. They have shown a response to that disappointing defeat against China yesterday. Singapore 32, Korea 67.
Only 11 points scored by Korea in the third period. You take a look at the game statistics so far. 34% shooting from 2-point distance by Singapore, 55% for Korea. Rebounding story, it's plus 12 for Korea. And what about the steals? 6 steals for Korea and only 2 for Singapore. So it's been total domination in this game. Singapore, however, trying to make it a possession by possession game. Working patterns, working ball screens, trying to get shots to fall inside. Clearly looking ahead for Singapore. They're out of title contention. They're not going to go to play in the second round.
It's time to Mark Bellman.
Here's Choi hitting it from the outside. A 3-point basket scored by Korea in a game where they've been putting an emphasis on the inside attack. There's a nice twirl move, yes.
In Cheng-Yu. Not been too many highlights for Singapore, but that one certainly was. There's another one of those outside shots. They've only hit 3 in their first 3 quarters. Seong-gon hitting right at the end of the third. And the damage inside done by Kang and by Kim, who've combined for 28 points for Korea. 5 of 6 from the field is Kang Sang-jae. 5 of 8 from the field is Kim Jong-kyu. For that game high 17. He's also managed to pull down 10 rebounds for a double-double now. Number 15, the star of the show.
Well, a good confidence-building game here for Korea, coming back from that very disappointing 3-point loss to China last night in a game where they led for 38 minutes out of the 40. And nice smile on the face of Lee, who's checked back in the ball game.
Start of the fourth quarter, Korea leading 67-32. They'll look to take on a 3-pointer right at the start of the fourth and off the mark. A miss for them, now 3 of 10 from downtown.
And if you're Singapore, you want to be able to increase your field goal percentage. They're shooting only 29% from the floor.
Moved on by Wong Wei Long. Long 2 going to be taken by Kwek Wei Mong. Can't hit, grabs the rebound and puts it in.
Snatch play that time by Kwek. He did miss, but he got the offensive rebound. Or rather, not the offensive rebound, he actually stole the ball. Oh, easy 2 points there by Kang.
Swift response from Korea as Kang puts it in to stretch his tally to 13.
Hasn't been a big night at all for the big-time scorer of Singapore, Wong, who's only got 5 points, matching the number on his jersey.
He's only 1 of 7 from the field as well. Really needed him to step up to have any kind of a chance of keeping this one close. Ung Han Bin misses again. He's had a poor shooting game, 2 of 11 from the field, despite back-to-back 3-pointers in that third quarter. And Korea can come forward again. Wide open look from the far side for them, and they can't knock it down either. Singapore coming in transition now. Korea getting back. Nice exchange, give and go, and the layup no good.
No basket. Foul before the act of shooting.
Team Korea, number 32, Lee Jong-hyun,
So Singapore will keep the ball an inbound with To Ching Kwang, Kwek Wei Mong, and now Ung Han Bin. 5 on the shot clock for the number 5 to work with, Wong Wei Long. That one's going to be a 3, it's too long anyway, grabbed by Choi Jun-yong. Korea looking to come up court quickly. Good transition defense from Singapore to get back set. Put it for a 3 again by Moon Seong-gon, who's got a couple from downtown.
At that time, they didn't have an opportunity to get the ball in the hands of the big guy, Kim, but there was an opportunity to score from the long court.
I think, in fact, the earlier one we saw from Moon Seong-gon from the corner was called a long 2. As To Ching Kwang answers back, so that's actually the first from downtown from Moon Seong-gon. He does now have 7 points.
No basket.
Basket waved off as Lim Sheng Yu fouls Lee Jong-hyun. 7.5 minutes to play. Korea leading by 36. They have doubled the score of Singapore here.
Timeout for Team Korea.
Korea going to call a timeout with 7.5 to play. They're in cruise control here, 72 to 36 the score as we have the timeout in the 4th quarter. 30 points combined for Kim Jong-kyu and Kang Sang-jae, just to emphasize the dominance they've had inside. A very different career to what we've seen over the first couple of games and getting the job done impressively.
And take a look at the team leaders here of Korea. Saw them flashing the screens with Kim playing number 15 with 17 points so far. Nice touch passing here for Korea, finding Choi wide open for the outside bomb. And then Kim on the attack inside, going to the line for a 3-point play. Then the extra pass. That's been a big weapon here for Korea. They're finding the open man. They're keeping that ball moving. And they're keeping Singapore's defense guessing. You know, earlier we were covering the Iran-Malaysia game, and Iran was very relentless in pulverizing Malaysia in that contest. You don't see the same kind of intensity from Korea in this game against Singapore. Iran was all business right from the start all the way to the last buzzer.
Korea have taken their foot off the gas a little, but they came out all guns blazing in the 1st quarter, got the lead, and they've been able to settle and rest on that for a while now as they shoot another from the outside, starting to take that shot a little bit more towards the end of the game. Offensive rebounds.
Off the timeout, Singapore trying a 1-2-2 zone defense.
Lee Jong-hyun and then out to Choi Yong-kyung. Over to the far side, they put it up the long 2 is missed from Kang Sang-jae. Singapore trying to recover the ball. Out of bounds.
And it's going to be Singapore ball on the possession arrow. I thought a good job by Singapore surprising Korea with that 1-2-2 off the timeout. And they got the stop that they wanted.
Cho Chin Kwang able to reel it in is Ung Han Bin. Finding Wong Wei Long, who continues to struggle. Lovely pretty move, but kicks it back out. There wasn't any space on the perimeter. They put up the long 2 instead, missed, and then touched back towards the basket by Go. They're able to grab it again. Ung Han Bin, round to Wong. Go. No space for Singapore to operate here. Shot clock down to 3, knocked away. They can't come up with the steal, but they do come up with the shot clock violation.
Singaporean coach very disappointed with that play. Beng Shang-yo telling his boys they've got to be able to keep that ball moving against the very sticky defense played by Korea.
And it goes towards Lee Jong-hyun and then over to the far side towards the corner, back out to the top of the perimeter, and a foul.
Foul number 5, reaching foul.
Talk about the absent players for Singapore. It is a very young roster here at the 2015 FIBA Asia Championships, an average age of just 23. And they will learn from this experience and hope to come back stronger in 2 years' time.
That's right, the assistant coach of Singapore, Michael Johnson, informing us that 3 of their key players called to military service are not able to play on this national team. But 7 players were held over from the cast that played in the Southeast Asian Games, where they got the bronze medal behind the Philippines and Malaysia.
Wong Wei Long will take a seat. A difficult game for him, but a difficult game for Singapore.
Well, soaking up the minutes here for Korea. Number 5 player, Choi. He's being given the opportunity to show what he can do with his length and slashing ability. Also his ability to hit the outside shot.
It's about gaining experience and improving for young players. Choi only 21 Years of age, 27 minutes on court now.
Korea ball.
24-second shot clock violation.
Second one in quick succession. Over to the near side, Lee Jung-hyun, back over to the far side.
Looks like an offensive foul.
It's on Lee Jung-hyun, is it?
Korea, number 32. Offensive foul.
Just at the bottom of your screen there. Adding Lim Shen-yu. Go to Lim Kelvin Hongda. Looking to turn away, finding Desmond O. Go looking to attack the basket here, gets the contact and will go to the line for two.
Aggressive move once more by Go. He's been a factor here, a key ingredient in their offense as well as in defense. Big man here for Singapore. And we were told that quite a number of the players on the Singapore lineup are players on the Singapore Slingers team that play in the ABL, the Asian Basketball League, or rather ASEAN Basketball League.
Go 2 of 5 from the line now. Make it 2 of 6, 3 of 8 from the field. 8 points in half an hour on court here today.
Singapore getting another possession.
36 points the differential, midway point of the fourth quarter. And Korea pinch it back pretty quickly with Moon Seong gone. Can't finish with the layup though, and there was 3 getting back for Singapore. Moon Han Bin. Kelvin Go again, moves it on. To attack from the far side with Lim Kelvin Hongda.
Again, the rejection coming from Lee. He anchors that interior Korea defense.
Over to the far side to Lee Jung-hyun. They hit from downtown again, their 5th of the game. Did a few from there after only 1 in the first half.
A lot of confidence behind that shot because no Koreans were in position for a possible offensive rebound. What about the sticky defense and the length of Choi?
Couldn't grab it though.
Almost a steal.
Desmond O moving it on quickly. Right at the end.
That shot was deflected once more by Kim, or rather by
Getting
Lee.
to touch the rim here though. And then they grab it with Lim Kelvin Hongda, and he's fouled. Second foul on Moon, and the number 22 for Singapore will go to the line for a couple. The offensive rebound and the foul coming from behind, giving Lim Kelvin Hongda an opportunity from the foul line to take 2.
Substitution for Team Singapore.
In comes To Ching Hwang. Just a bit of cleaning up to do on the court.
2 shots.
There was that hustle play from Choi Jun-yong, trying to get the ball for Korea in that spot of the court. Couldn't quite grab it. And Singapore have been able to profit out of that situation. And the first one good from the line. One more coming for the 18-year-old Lim Kelvin Hongda. We talk about this young team learning from the experience and growing. He's the youngest of the lot. And gets them both to go.
We're talking about Singapore gaining experience. Yes, it has been a long time since they've played in the FIBA Asian Championships. And this tournament, actually, the winner will go automatically to the Rio Olympics to represent Asia. And talking about the Olympics, Singapore did play basketball in the Olympics way back in 1956 in Melbourne, where they finished 13th out of 15.
Across to the far side to Lee Jung-hyun. Gets inside, moves it towards the baseline, back out to the outside again. Choi Jun-hon. Near side, they'll put up the 3, and there's a foul, and it bounces in. And a chance at a 4-point play for Lee Jung-hyun.
Ball movement on the part of Korea. And somehow, if you're finding the open corner three-point shooter, you're going to get a good look. And there it is, the foul on the shooter and the ball bouncing in. Excellent patience on the part of Korea.
In the foul shot as well.
Off the glass. That's a 4-point play completed there by Lee.
The bounce on the three-point attempt off the front rim. The foul shot off the glass. It's a 4-point play to remember. An 80-39 lead for Korea. They come up with another steal and a chance to extend it here.
A nice anticipation of where that pass was going.
Choi over to the far side, chance for another one here. Back-to-back threes for Lee Jung-kyun, and after the 4-point play, 7 quick-fire points, he now has 14.
And that's putting a smile on the face of, I'm sure, Cho Sung-min and Yang Dong-gyun, who have not played in this game, the two best riflemen on the Korean squad.
It's now a 44-point game. Singapore offense suffocated right at the end of the shot clock again. Another steal. They're finding it so difficult to play through this Korean defense, and attacking the rim aggressively was Choi Jun-yong. He can't finish, but he will go to the line for 2.
Watch him try that slam dunk, and he was foiled in midair. Lanky player Choi certainly has the length to play tough defense, and then the stride to soar up high for those layups and showman shots.
An opportunity to become the 4th Korean into double figures, but he misses the first foul shot. There's one more opportunity. He had it all 4 of his free throws before that miss. And he's not going to miss 2 in a row, so 10 points now for the 21-year-old. Not by Kwek. This is Lim Kelvin Hong Dan. Now Desmond Doe getting inside. Again, they can't get a good look. They do now as Kwek puts it up with the long 2, but can't hit.
Singapore working the ball around the perimeter, but not looking for the long ball. They're looking for the easier medium-range jumper, but that's not falling for them. Again, the corner pocket jumper.
Would have been 3 in a row. The number 3 rejected there by Dalvin Go.
That's the aggressive defense that you can expect from Go.
Nice spin towards the hoop. Hesitation and put in by Lim Kelvin Hong Dan. So the 18-year-old showing a bit of promise down the stretch.
But notice that top scorer Wong is not on the floor. He's got 4 personal fouls, but only 5 points in the game.
Foul here with just over a minute and a half to play.
It'll put Lee on the foul line on the penalty. They won't count the basket.
Korea on their way through to the next round. They're going to go 2-1 with this victory over Singapore and find a response to the disappointing defeat to China on this court last night. How far do you think this Korean team can go in this tournament?
I think very far, without a doubt, in the semifinals. And then, well, let's see how they'll do in the semifinals. There's going to be great opposition up ahead. China is certainly a contender. Iran, the defending champion. And then the 4th semifinalist, well, that's wide open right now. Everything will depend on the knockout quarterfinal stage. That's the most exciting, I think, outside of the finals and the semifinals, the most exciting day in the FIBA Asian Championships is when you will decide which teams will go to the semifinals. Out of the 8 quarterfinal contenders, there will be only 4 survivors to go to the semifinals.
And of course, the rest day coming for these teams tomorrow as Lee Jong-yong comes up with another rejection. And with Korea knowing that their place was secure in the next stage before the start of this one, and then getting that early big lead, they've effectively been able to make it 2 days rest for some of their key players.
Especially since some of their key players played heavy minutes against China. So this rest is very welcome for them. And banking it in is Lee.
15 points in the game now for him. 4 of 10 from the field, 3 of 4 from the line. can't hit the second one. 5 assists as well. Final minute of the game with Korea well and truly in control. Desmond Doe. Shooting a 3 here, Singapore. A rebound for the 18-year-old Lim Kelvin Hongdat. A lovely pass too. No-look pass to the cutting Lim Sheng Yu. And it goes towards the inside, back out to Moon Xiang Gon. Short on the 3. Offensive ball grabbed by Choi Young-yong, and then a foul. In transition.
And Korea in the penalty.
Singapore coming away with it. And
Korea, 32.
it's on Lee Jong-kyun.
Lee Jong-el. Third person down.
There's the Korean coach Kim Dong-hwan and the Singaporean coach
20号郭永明执行两次罚球。
Beng Xiang-yo.
Shooting 2.
Quick at the line.
Singapore about to finish their 17th appearance in the competition, but their first since 2001. A 14-year absence, having missed the previous 6 tournaments. It's a great achievement to get back here and to take that next step again and start to rebuild. And now with plenty of young players, they will learn from the experience.
And for Korea, a good practice game here. Getting a lot of rest for their key players and giving an opportunity for players like Choi, like Kang, to show what they can do.
Kwek is one of those young players that's certainly learning, just 19 years of age and 12 points and 6 rebounds in this game against Korea for him. Final seconds of the ball game. Final seconds of the tournament for Singapore. Korea moving it around, still a couple of seconds differential between shot and game clock. Korea will move it all the way, and a shot clock violation. Just wanted to run it out there. Run the clock down. Get this one in the books. It is in the books. Korea picking up a big win to respond to a disappointing defeat to China yesterday, and moving through to the next round with some momentum. A 2-1 record in the group as Singapore bow out of the tournament on their return after a 14-year absence. Korea doing the damage inside, led by the 17 points of Kim Jong-kyu, one of 4 in double figures, as they win it 87-44.
Solid game here for Korea on both ends. I thought they did very well defensively and offensively. They ran a lot of new plays. 2-point performance for Korea, 51%. And you saw how they did from the 3-point distance. They had 7 3-point conversions in the end. Turnovers 21 against Singapore, and the steals 10 for Korea. And the game leaders, 12 points for Kwek, 17 for Kim. Kim also had 10 rebounds in this contest. Top scorers overall, just 1 player in double figures for Singapore. And for Korea, Kim 17, Lee 15, Kang 13. And we didn't see the name of Wong show up among the point leaders. And the rebound leaders of that game. Korea finishing with a 2-1 record out of their group, and Wong was not a factor offensively, although he hit that outside shot very early in this game.
That was his only field goal, 1 of 7 from the field, 5 points.
A tough day in the office here for Wong.
A couple of big rejections on either end. Plenty to excite the fans here in one of the early games on game day 3. Korea got a bit of outside shooting going in the end, finishing 7 of 18 from 3-point range without their 2 key shooters on the floor.
Well, we saw great potential from Choi, especially in his slashing moves to the basket, his length, making it very difficult for Singapore to get those long passes in.
Lee Jong-kyun, 4 block shots in the game, as well as 9 points, 3 of 5 from the field. They had 4 in double figures, Korea, including this man, Lee Jung-hyun, who hit 4 of 8 from the outside for 15. The second leading scorer after Kim Jong-kyu's 17. They had 13 from Kang Sang-jae and 10 from Choi as they win it here 87 to 45.